Hey everybody, Jolie here with another video update on my epic journey to climb out of $200,000 in debt. Today we sent out 15 boxes of just heavily packed boxes to send to the Amazon warehouse. We shipped that through FedEx because for heavy boxes, that's just what the cheapest option is for Amazon. And now we are on our way to building pallets so that we can send the rest of all our products in. Our warehouse is packed right now and we have more products coming in, so we just need to do our best to process everything as quickly as we can and just get them out and make space for the new products to come in. And there's just so many things going on, but one of the coolest things today was my brother and I were looking at our reports, and today marked the day where we passed $10,000 in profit in our Amazon accounts. And the reason it's so insane was that we're in this liquidation process of where we're just trying to get everything that didn't sell in Q4 out right now, even if it's at a loss. So we were expecting to lose money this month, lose money last month, but what's insane is that we're actually profiting because all of our faster selling items, all of our new items are just selling that much better, as well as what we're liquidating out is liquidating at a speed that we like. So we're just super excited about that and just ready to just kill it again by sending in another set of pallets to really just get our sales up and increase the profits even more. Today I just want to talk a little bit about eBay and Amazon, and as well as having a personal website. So what's crazy is when we first started, we started with eBay, and when I talked about my cosmetic business and all of that, we started actually with our own website and all of that. And what we learned a lot through the past year, and I just want to take some time to just quickly, just very superficially break down the three and kind of state my opinion on the three of them and the pros and cons of each. So out of the three of having e-commerce through your own website versus eBay and then Amazon, I think the easiest way to get in and get your feet wet with online sales is eBay. And this is my reasoning behind it. The cost of entry, so to speak, quote unquote, is by far the cheapest on eBay, and the learning curve is the easiest on eBay, because on eBay you can sell new, you can sell used, you can sell any of that, and yes, you could do that on Amazon too, but it's so simple in the sense that you could just take a picture on your phone. It could be on a wooden floor, it could be on a table with a nice white drape or a curtain, and all you have to do is do a little bit of price research on, just go to ebay.com, search in the item that you're trying to sell and see what other sellers are selling it for and how many have sold by going into the sold history, and match it up in the sense that see if the price that it's selling at is worth the item of what you want to sell, or if it's just item that's laying around in your house, in your office, it doesn't matter where it is, and you just want to get rid of it and sell it. It is by far the easiest. You just take a picture, type what it is, condition used because it's just been sitting around, and just the price of how much you want to sell it for, and you just list it and you see if it sells or you see if it doesn't. And then when it sells, all you have to do is weigh the product and put it in a box, ship it out, put up a shipping label, and ship it out. Very simple. Yes, there's a little bit of a complication when you're pricing things. You kind of do have to know how much it weighs so that you could price accordingly to include shipping. But if you don't want to include free shipping, you could just click the option of the buyer having to pay the shipping, and you just put in the weight and the dimensions, and it'll calculate all of that for the buyer, and the buyer will decide whether to pay it or not. So I think the cost of entry is definitely the easiest with eBay, as well. And there's a little issue where when you sell new items, that you can get flagged for a certain brand that you're selling that you're not allowed to sell. But you know, eBay does a semi good job just warning you. I mean, they do a good job warning you, but they don't do a good job responding to you when you reply saying this was actually a real item, and not a fake item. But other than that, eBay is by far, I think, the easiest way to start selling online. But the con of that is the lower traffic, customer traffic. Yes, a lot of people shop on eBay, but when you compare it to Amazon, it is nowhere close. I'm not sure if the stats still keep up today, but I know when we started last year switching from, or transitioning from eBay to Amazon, well, we do both, but with a heavier focus on Amazon, one of our interest of why we wanted to do that was because of the higher traffic. I think Amazon at that time had 10 times more traffic than eBay did, meaning a lot more customers to get my product out in front of. Now, Amazon's a little more complicated. You can start with a free account, personal account, and try selling on that, but there's a lot of barriers that you have to overcome, whether it be category restrictions, brand restrictions. Newer sellers, for newer sellers, it's very hard to sell one or two items of any specific brand item because Amazon doesn't encourage that and doesn't want that. Yes, you could still sell used items, but even within used items, you can be restricted from certain categories. And a lot of people shopping on Amazon aren't shopping for used things. When you go on eBay, there is that half intention that you are looking for a deal and that it will be a used item. But on Amazon, it's more of changed to you're on Amazon shopping for a new item that's cheap, pretty much, and people pay Prime membership for that kind of experience. So it's definitely harder to get into Amazon, in my opinion, than eBay, but Amazon is where bigger sales and higher traffic can happen, and we definitely know this to be true. When we transitioned over, our sales boomed because we were just selling that much more. So yeah, that's a pro for Amazon, that it just has so much more traffic. But then the con for Amazon is there's a lot of obstacles that you have to overcome. Now, if you have a little cash backing you up for you to try this and try that and make mistakes, then yes, I think Amazon is the way to go. But there is definitely a learning curve, whether it's growing your account needs a history. Amazon encourages and prefers sellers that encourages people to get a longer history, as well as prefer sellers that do have long histories, because just the way they let everything pass when your account has some history, such as certain brand approvals, certain category approvals, versus a new seller. For example, when we first started, one of the not cool, but funny stories is we wanted to get in with a beauty product, and I remember ordering with my brother a couple $1,000 worth of beauty products, and we were so excited to sell it on Amazon because we saw that it was profiting. But the moment we got it, they said we weren't allowed to sell it because we weren't approved to sell in the beauty category unless we had an invoice from a manufacturer. And then so at that time we did have an invoice. We submitted the invoice, but they rejected it because apparently it wasn't a US invoice because we imported the product, and apparently for new sellers, unless you have a US invoice that is legitimate to ungate you, that's the word, from the beauty category, you're just not allowed to sell any of the beauty products. So there's definitely a learning curve on Amazon, but Amazon is, I'd be lying if I didn't say that, if it wasn't our major income source right now. And the last one I want to talk about is having your private website. Now, if you sell on Amazon, Amazon does take a hefty fee, whether it be a referral fee, or if you do fulfillment by Amazon, they have the pick and pack fee as well as the warehousing fee to keep to store your products at their warehouse. So when, let's say, a $10 sale is made, you might only get back about $4 of it, and then if you bought that product for like $3, you're only gaining $1 on it, even though the sales were $10. So there is a fee option. Now, if you have your own website, then that fee disappears. The only fee you would have is a credit card transaction fee, whether you do it through PayPal, Braintree, or Stripe, or whatever program or software there is. But the biggest con to having a website is you have to either know how to build a website, or pay for its services, and it can range anywhere from like maybe $50 a month all the way to $10,000 to build a website, depending on what kind of website you want, what kind of software you want, what kind of back end you want. So for me, when I was first developing my own website, I shopped around, and one person asked for $10,000 and another person asked for like $5,000 for a single website, and that's when I said, screw it, I'm not paying that kind of money. And I learned a bit of coding myself in order to just make my own website, but that learning period was pretty hefty. And another con is there's no traffic to your website. Just because you make an awesome website doesn't mean that people know about it, and it's gonna cost money to advertise. It's gonna cost money to really get that website out there. You have to learn all the SEOs and all the different tricks of getting your page to the top of, let's say, a Google ranking or even a Yahoo ranking, whatever it is, and make sure all these keywords are hitting when other people are searching for it. And so that's the biggest con of having your own website. The biggest pro of having your own website is if it starts going and people know about it and keep coming to it, then your sales, whatever's left over, is yours. And there's no fee, there's just whatever, the profit's just so much bigger. It's making your margins just a lot better. So if you're watching this for the first time and you've never done any kind of e-commerce sales, yesterday I talked about how Toys R Us is legitimately an opportunity of a lifetime. I would start with eBay. If you've never done it before, I would go to Toys R Us once all the sales start, and just search on eBay exactly the product that you see and see if you could buy it at Toys R Us for a much cheaper price. Now, you could just estimate what the shipping will be. If it's a small first-class product, you could just, this is a very rough estimate, but you could add maybe $4 or $5 onto it, and you could see if whatever your price you're buying at plus $4 or $5 is lower than what it's actually selling out on eBay. If it's a bigger item, then it really depends on your location and where it sells. I'm located in New Jersey, and so sometimes I have a risky game of just hoping that a California buyer doesn't buy my product, because then I have to ship it all the way to California, and that is the most expensive shipping. And that could maybe, for an item that's going to California, might cost $17, but if someone from New Jersey or New York buys my product, then it would only cost me anywhere from maybe $8, $9, $10, depending on the weight. And the price calculation of shipping does come with a little bit of experience just to do it on the spot in your head. But I think that is worth the learning cost, and it is worth trying, because even if you lose a couple bucks here or there, once you get the hang of it, then making a profit on items that are just on sale or anything like that becomes so much easier. And once you get that, you understand the shipping process, what it means to really print out a label, put it on the box, not wait in line at the post office. Just go in, drop it off, and you even get to know all the people working there. So you develop a friendly relationship with them, and that's the way to start, I think. And as you get better and better at it, you can try your hand in Amazon, Or if you have a little bit of cash in your hand to start with, then you can just start with Amazon. Just try selling 40 products in a month, and once you exceed the 40 products, then you could pay for a business account, which is $40 a month, and just have lesser of a fee. But I would definitely say those are my opinions of the 3 ways of income. Yes, there's definitely Walmart, the third-party selling system, which recently came out. There's Jet.com, and there's a couple of other sites too. But the 3 major ones definitely would be eBay, Amazon, and having your own website to bring in cash. And I would say eBay is a great beginner's platform. And don't get me wrong, just because it's a beginner's platform doesn't mean you can't make money off of it. We made a lot of money off of eBay, and we still make a lot of money off of eBay. And then Amazon is just another bigger game where you'll be selling a lot more newer products instead of used products. But I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't sell used textbooks and all of that on Amazon before either, and I made a lot of money off of it. I even sold a lot of my medical textbooks on Amazon when we first started Amazon, just to try it out, and I made a lot of money off of it, which was awesome. And then having your own website, we definitely have a couple of websites of our own, and the biggest struggle is getting traffic there as well as developing it, because pretty much what I do is I just make my own website now because it saves a lot more money instead of paying someone, and I've done it enough to know exactly how to create the basic structure of it. So there's no real cost, and I already pay for hosting, so I could put multiple websites onto the host, and it just is a lot easier now. But the learning curve is definitely the steepest, I would say, if you want to create your own website to really generate sales. So yeah, so those are my opinions on the 3 major ways of income on e-commerce and online sales. And I hope you enjoyed what I thought about it, and I hope it helps to maybe give you a setting stone or a foundation of exactly where you might want to start your research, where you might want to start. I can definitely do a more in-depth of each platform in the future, and really share everything I know about it, as well as just show what it means to go through the process of listing an item and generating sales. And if that's something you're interested in, just please let me know down below, and I'll definitely be sure to do my best to come up with a video like that in the future. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining me on this awesome journey, and I just really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much, and I will catch you with another update. Bye.